Hi everyone, welcome to Vidya's Prophecy Tarot. This is going to be a new moon in Libra reading, which I believe is tomorrow. Okay, so let's get started. And Libra, I'll start with you. Okay, so let's see, what is this new moon bringing up for you? What is a new moon bringing up for you? Please keep in mind, these are general. They're not going to resonate with everyone, okay? And I always advise you to check your other placements as well. Some of those messages could resonate more. So let's get started. Libra. Message for Libra. New moon in Libra. What is the message here for Libra? What's the message for Libra? What's the message? Ooh, King of Wands. Okay. What is the message here for Libra? Magician. And the Ten of Swords, okay, with strength was the underlying energy. So Libra, it seems like there's, this could be you, okay, needing to be confident here with the King of Wands regarding whatever it is you wish to achieve, right? With the Ten of Swords, it could be that other people would not agree with this, okay, or they could feel that they've been, they're let down by this decision, you know, whatever you're going to do is not sitting well with them, okay, they don't agree with it. And with the Strength card, it's going to take some courage to pursue this, because these people are going to feel quite hard done by, okay. So let's see. New moons are all about beginnings, so this is the absolute best time for you to try to manifest, you know, whatever it is you truly want. Okay, so let's see. Why is this King of Wands here for Libra? And these are not gender specific, so you know, it's not about male energy, it's just about the masculine energy of being confident. Okay, now let's look at the King of Wands. Why is that there for Libra? Libra, why is the King of Wands here for Libra? Queen of Wands and the High Priestess. Okay, so there's something that you wish to take action towards, Libra. It's and it feels like a good fit for you, okay, with the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands here. With the High Priestess, you have been keeping it to yourself. I think your intuition, your inner knowing is speaking to you and telling you that this is the right thing for you. Okay, let's look at the Magician. Why is that there? Four of Pentacles. There's a Magician there. Four of Pentacles and Justice. Yeah, I think you've been hanging back from, you know, you've been holding yourself back, Libra. This is you, the Justice card, okay? I think holding yourself back from going towards this, from manifesting what you want. And it's probably because of this energy, okay? So let's look at this Ten of Swords. Two of Wands and one more. There's a Ten of Swords there for Libra. Ooh, Two of Wands, Two of Cups, yeah. With the Three of Pentacles, I think, you know, you pursuing what it is you want, being at this crossroads, as I said, is not going to sit well with other people. And so you've held yourself back, Libra, but, you know, you've held yourself back from doing what's right for you as well. This new opportunity, right, that you're not talking about, it's the right thing for you. It is the right thing for you, okay? Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay, and I think you need to have the courage to manifest what is right for you, you know. Okay, so let's see. What is this High Priestess? Why is the High Priestess there? Why is the High Priestess there for Libra? Ten of Swords reversed. Yeah, you because you're afraid that these other people will feel that you stabbed them in the back, okay, in going for this. With Strength in reverse, you feel like you can't do this. You're not afraid, you're not ready to face your fears here, okay, with Strength in reverse. You're not afraid, you're afraid to face your fears, you're afraid to be seen as a backstabber in going for this, okay? Whatever this opportunity is, let's look at that High Priestess again. Yeah, Seven of Wands reverse. So I think you've just more or less almost decided to give up on this, or you're not setting boundaries as well with the Seven of Wands reversed. You're not setting up any boundaries. I think Libra, um, you need to have some boundaries, whether it's family or whatever. This it feels like these people are intruding on a part of your life that they almost have no business intruding on. Okay, like they're asking too much of you. They're crossing boundaries here with that Seven of Wands reversed. Um, you feel like you don't have what it takes to go up against these people. Okay, I don't think that's true though. Let's look at the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, Eight of Wands, you've held yourself back from moving on. Let's look at Justice. Knight of Cups. See, this, you moving on, following your passion is the right thing for you. Okay, let's look at that Two of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, now's the time to set intentions, right? As I said, it's a new moon. It's a time to really focus on what it is you want. Okay, you're at a crossroads about doing that. And it's about, again, with strength, having the courage. So I think that's, we've got strength there, we've got strength here. It's basically about you having the courage to set boundaries with these other people and put your foot down and just say that, you're going for what it is you're going for. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Like I don't feel that this is, with the Seven of Wands reversed, it feels like, yeah, it feels like like this is the right thing for you. Okay, the thing that you want to go towards, whether it's a job, a person, whatever, it's some path that is not supported by other people. They don't want you to move on, and so you've held yourself back. But it's time to go. It's time to go. Okay, Libra, that's what I've got for you. And let's move on to Scorpio. Okay. New moon in Libra. What is the energy here for Scorpio? Oh, this one flipped out. Three of Cups and two more. Death. Here you are, Scorpio. Oh, and then the Tower. I'll take that as well. Okay. Okay. So Scorpio, it feels like there's an end to fun and frivolity. Okay, it feels like that. Like something has suddenly ended. Maybe even a friendship. Okay. Or maybe this is just a period in your life when you've been carefree, okay, and you've been having fun. It's like something has suddenly ended it. Okay, let's see. Scorpio. What is a new moon in Libra message for Scorpio? For some of you, it could be an actual death, okay, in which case I'm really sorry. But yeah, for some of you. But for others, I feel it's just some kind of event that has suddenly happened and put an end to this sort of fun times, okay? Let's look at that Three of Cups. Why is the Three of Cups there for Scorpio? Page of Cups. Why is the Three of Cups there for Scorpio? And the Magician. Yeah, it feels like, Scorpio, you've been, maybe this is you, okay, manifesting, with this Page of Cups, it's not a lot of effort, okay? You put yourself into fun times, as I said, frivolous things, and it feels like that period of frivolity has come to an end. Let's look at death. The Star and the Five of Cups. The Star I'm getting is just a period of enjoyment, okay? And maybe even of success, with the Star being seen as a star, enjoying with your peers, things like that. And that's come to an end. And there's sadness over this, okay? There's a lot of regret for this period in your past where you had fun, where things were light, the life was light. It feels like that. Let's look at the Tower. No. Where's the Tower there for Scorpio? We've got two. Okay, what is this? 9 of Wands and the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Yeah, so it suddenly ended, maybe some of you have been clinging on to family here. But with that 3 of Cups and the 10 of Cups, it could just be a wider community, okay? And now something's happened to make you feel like that's not sustainable, okay? Maybe something to do with this death energy. Yeah, it's like you are holding on to this community, these friends, this wider social circle, and then with the 10 of Wands suddenly, so for some of you, it could even be, I'm getting a message like it could be for some of you where, you've been hanging out with a group of people. It's all been very light. Maybe you've been the belle of the ball, you're socially seen, all of that. And suddenly maybe you've had a massive falling out with somebody, okay? And now suddenly you find that you're done with this group. So for a few of you, it could be something like that. Let's see. Scorpio. What's the message here for Scorpio? Yeah, I'm getting a feeling like some kind of social thing is done. Let's look at the Magician. For Scorpio, where's the Magician there? Yeah, the Magician again. There's a Magician there. Page of Cups. Yeah, it's the same message. Page of Cups, Magician, Magician, Page of Cups. So you've been putting your effort into... This is what you've been manifesting as well. Something small. I feel with the Page of Cups, it's not a lot of effort, Maybe you've been hanging with a group of friends, Scorpio, where you haven't had to push yourself. You haven't had to do much. I'm getting a feeling of a group of people who may be fun, but like there's nothing, there's not a lot of substance or depth there, okay? And you've, that's not your sort of playpen, right? Because Scorpios like depth. So I think you've been hanging around with a group that is maybe a little superficial, things are a little light, and that's suddenly come to an end. Let's look at the Star. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. You could have been, these people could be family for some of you, okay? Yeah, with the 3 of Cups again, or long-standing, could even be co-workers, okay? With that 10 of Pentacles for some of you. You've been hanging around them and it's suddenly come to an end. Let's look at the 5 of Cups. 8 of Wands. And the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you're being pushed to start something new. Maybe for some of you, you have hung around this group who are not really, very stimulating or whatever. And with this 5 of Cups, you've always wondered whether ending your connection with these people would be something you regret, okay? But it's like you're being pushed to start something new here. I think you're being pushed out of this group to start something new. So for some of you, it really could be a job or a social circle or some sort of setting like that. Let's look at that 9 of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, it could be work, okay? You've been like hanging around these people. Let's look at the 10 of Wands. The Lovers in reverse. And one more. Chariot. Well, actually, we've got the King of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, and the Chariot. Okay. Yeah, for some of you, you're finding this too heavy now. Okay, dealing with these people. Like I said, you could have had a blowout. You feel like you made the wrong choice. If it's work, you made the wrong choice. Okay, could be to do with stability, right? With the King of Pentacles, and maybe you went back to a group. Like with the 6 of Cups, it could even be a friends group from way back or co-workers who've been with you a long time, something like that. But now you're done. You don't want to be with this group anymore and you're moving on, okay? You're moving on with the Chariot. So I think that's good, right? It seems good because whatever the situation is, I don't think it's been fulfilling, okay? Because with this Magician and the Page of Cups, it feels like manifesting something pretty small, And I think Scorpio, you're sort of doing yourself a disservice, okay? Because you can go really big. That's what I feel, okay? And you've been holding back with this group. But now it feels like with this Tower, you're going to have this realization that you're done with these people and that it's time to move on, okay? Okay, so that's Scorpio. Let's move on to Sag. Okay. Sagittarius, what's the message? New moon in Libra. What's the message here for Sagittarius? New moon in Libra. What's the message for Sag? Sagittarius, what's the message here for Sag? New moon in Libra, what's the message for Sag? Ooh, we got the 5 of Cups. Message for Sag. Page of Pentacles. And we've got 2, King of Cups, 3 of Wands, with the Queen of Swords. Okay. So there's regret here. Someone's crying over spilt milk. Okay, with the Page of Pentacles, maybe they want to offer up an apology for something they regret. I think it's this King of Wands. King of Cups. This person sees a future with you. Okay, or if you're cross-watching, this is a Sag. Okay, but this person sees a future with you. I feel you're this Queen of Swords energy. Someone you knew who has hurt you, okay? Some sort of beef, something they regret from the past, and this person sees that they're going to have to approach you with some kind of something tangible, like an apology, okay? For something they regret. That's what I'm feeling. This person has feelings, okay? And they do see a future with you, okay? Let's see. So it might even be someone you haven't seen for a while. Sagittarius, what's the message? There's a 5 of Cups there for Sag. Ooh. Lovers in reverse. Yeah, there's some breakup here, okay? With the Page of Pentacles. So this person took that step. They're the ones who broke up with you, okay? For some of you, this person could have chosen someone else. Yeah, I think with the Ace of Wands. Yeah, definitely. Let's look at that Page of Pentacles. 2 of Swords. And the Queen of Swords. Yeah, they know that they're going to have to come up and offer you an apology, but they're not sure how to do this, because with that Queen of Swords, I mean, you're not going to make it easy for this person, okay? You can just see that expression, right? So, yeah, they're expecting you to not go easy on them, okay? Now, let's look at the King of Cups and the 3 of Wands. What is that there? Queen of Cups. Page of Swords. Yeah, see, King of Cups, Queen of Cups. I mean, this person knows that they're going to have to communicate. They're going to have to tell you. They didn't choose a third party for everyone. Okay, for some, they just broke up with you, or they did something to break it up, but it was the wrong thing to do, and it's something they regret. Okay, so this person does love you, and with the Queen of Cups here, I feel you are receptive to hearing from them. Okay, with the Page of Swords. You're receptive to hearing the truth. You're receptive to listening, which is the energy of the Queen of Swords, right? She listens, but she won't tolerate any BS, right? And I think that's the thing here. This person knows that you're not going to tolerate any BS. They're going to have to come clean, and just be very honest and blunt with you. Okay. Okay, Sag, what's the message? Ooh, what's the message here? Okay. Why is the Lovers in reverse there for Sag? The Moon, yeah. This breakup with the Moon was shrouded in secrecy, or there was something. It could even have come out of nowhere. Okay, like maybe you didn't even see this coming. You didn't see this breakup, and things were left very unclear here. Okay, so it's like this person did something to break you up, but you don't have answers, which is why with the Page of Swords you're willing to listen. Okay, you want to know the truth. Let's look at that Page of Pentacles. There's a Page of Pentacles there. Yeah, Eight of Swords and the Sun. See, they have to offer up an apology, but with the Eight of Swords and the Sun, this person is terrified of facing you and telling you everything that they've done. Okay, that's what I'm getting. They're kind of, oh yeah, with the High Priestess. This person has done stuff in secret behind your back, maybe, that they haven't shared with you. There could even have been another person, as I said, for some of you, and they're very scared to come and tell you that. Okay. Let's look at the Two of Swords. Where's that there? Four of Cups. Yeah. One more. The Wheel of Fortune. See, this person is unsure, okay, how to do this. They're not sure if you're going to give them the time of day, you know. Are you going to reject them? Like maybe too much time has passed and you've just moved on, right? They're not sure. Let's look at that Queen of Swords. There's a Queen of Swords there for Sag. What is this? King of Swords, Ten of Cups, yeah. For some of you, you were with this person, okay, in a committed relationship, and you know what they did. They left you, okay. For some of you, who, if you were like in a family relationship with this person and they left, then yeah, they definitely had somebody else, okay. And that's why they're scared to come clean here. Okay, well, let's look at that Page of Swords. There's a Page of Swords there. Queen of Cups. There's a Page of Swords there. And the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you want to hear. Why did they walk away? Why did they leave? You know? And this, you're receptive to hearing the truth. Okay? You're receptive with this Ace of Wands, you're receptive to seeing if this can be reignited. But you do want the truth. And I feel, and if there wasn't a third party, then I feel like this person's family could have been the third party, okay? Family, friends who are like family, something. Maybe they chose them over you, okay? So for some of you, there's that. Whatever it is, they're going to have to come clean. Let's look at that Queen of Cups. Yeah. King of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. You're not sure now if this person will commit. You know, you don't know if you can trust this person to commit. You're ready to hear them out, but you're not sure, you know. Okay. Well, I think this is the right energy to be in, okay, with the Queen of Swords. It's about being willing to listen while not giving an inch, right? Like it's... listen, hear them out, you know, doesn't mean that you have to decide now, right? Let's look at that Moon, actually. Let's look at that Lovers reversed again. Why is that there? Why is the Lovers reversed there? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. This person suddenly became single, okay? And you don't know why. Let's look at the Moon. Three of Pentacles, yeah. So I think there was some kind of weird collaboration behind the scenes that you're not aware of. They could have been getting to know someone else, or this could be co-workers or this family environment, right, who didn't approve of you, something. It's going to be different things for different people, but this person definitely prioritized somebody else, you know, whether it's family or whatever in the past. Let's look at the Eight of Swords. Yeah, they don't know how to move this forward, okay, and start something. Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety here about coming clean and sharing everything. But yeah, that's their problem, right? If they screwed this up, it's their stress to deal with. You're going to need answers. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Sag. Let's move on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. What is the message? What's the message here for Capricorn? Magician. Okay. What's the message for Capricorn? New Moon in Libra. What's the message for Capricorn? What is the message here for Capricorn? What is the message for Capricorn? So trying to do something here, Capricorn. Ooh, Six of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. With Judgment. Okay. So it's a time of major realizations here. Okay. Capricorn, this new moon is bringing up an energy of what you want to do, where you want to go. With the Magician, you feel it's time now to make something happen. With the Six of Swords, it's moving on, right? Moving towards becoming single and independent. Now, this could be moving on from a company, okay? Maybe you want to pursue your dreams on your own and you've had that realization that it's time to go, okay? Or maybe you're leaving, like maybe you're growing up and you're leaving the nest, it could be any of those things. Okay. Or you just want to change. For some of you, it's about moving on from a place where you live, okay? Or moving on, yeah. Could even be moving on from a house or a home that you share with others and just wanting to be on your own, okay? So let's see. Why is a Magician there for Capricorn? The Devil, here you are, yeah. There's a Magician there. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you feel tied where you are, you feel tethered, and there are opportunities that you wish to go towards, okay? Opportunities that maybe you've held yourself back from. Yeah, for the Three of Pentacles, could be work for some of you. Let's look at that Six of Swords, Three of Swords, and what is this? Two of Wands. So, you haven't been terribly happy. Maybe, there have been hurt feelings. And now you find yourself at a crossroads. Let's look what's coming after that. Yeah, Nine of Swords. A lot of stress and anxiety about leaving on, leaving with the Six of Wands, wondering what other people are going to think if you move on. Okay, let's look at the Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers, Page of Cups. Yeah, I think you want to go. You want to choose you now. You want to be single, okay, and so that you can pursue, your own interests. That's what I'm getting. Okay, with Temperance, like doing what's right for you. Okay, so it feels like wherever you are, you just feel like you're tied there. You don't really want to be there. Maybe there's obligations or, codependence, something of the sort. You're aware with the Three of Swords that maybe people will be hurt, okay, or they're not going to improve. And so there's a lot of anxiety. Okay, let's see. Message for Capricorn. New Moon in Libra, message for Capricorn. Where's the Devil there for Capricorn? Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you really want to be solo. That's what I'm getting. Okay, you want to be a solo person. Yeah, with this King of Pentacles, you want to be free to work on your own finances. Okay, so if it's a company you really wish to go your own way, or if you've been living at home, you want to make your own way, something like that. You want to stand on your own feet and do things for yourself. Now let's look at that Three of Swords. Yeah, Knight of Cups. See, you pursuing your dreams, it feels like it's going to hurt these people, okay? Why is the Nine of Swords there? Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. Yeah, you're taking time to think about this, and all it's doing is worrying you, Capricorn. It's creating stress. With this Knight of Swords, you don't know how to break the news that you want to move on, okay? You don't want to hurt these people, you don't want to fight. It feels like you just want to stand on your own feet here, okay? Let's look at the Lovers. Why is that there? Knight of Pentacles. I think, for some of you, this isn't the realm of work and you do wish to move on. Maybe you wish to freelance, okay, or something of the sort. Yeah, whatever relationship you want to leave, it's about having the courage to just move on and be yourself, okay? Like, that's what I'm getting. With Judgment and Temperance, recognizing that, I think with Temperance, it's also about doing what's right for you, and having the recognition of that, okay? Okay. So what is Lovers and the Page of Cups? Yeah, Page of Swords. You just need to speak up here, okay? With the Knight of Wands, and then you can be on your way. That's what I think. You just need to speak up and be on your way. Okay. Let me look at the Devil again. Why is the Devil there? For Capricorn. Ace of Cups. Yeah, this is just a new passion that you have, okay? Or a new, something you want to pursue on your own, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Capricorn. And let's move on to... I feel like your reading was a little similar to Libra's, okay? I don't know if you're in a home with a Libra or your boss is a Libra. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's move on to... Who's up, Capricorn? Aquarius. Aquarius. New moon in Libra. What's the message here for Aquarius? Aquarius, this new moon is going to be trine your sun, okay? And it's also, probably going to conjunct, or you've also got Pluto in your sign, right? The planet of transformation. So if you want to effect some massive change, now's the time to do it, okay? I mean, the universe is already bringing change to you. With the new moon, you can set an intention of what you would like that change to be, okay? Okay. Aquarius. New moon in Libra. What's the message for... Ooh, what is this? Ace of Cups. There you go. Okay, and two more. What's the message for Aquarius? New moon in Libra. What's the message for Aquarius? What's the message here for... Ooh, what is this? Two of Swords, Six of Wands. With the Seven of Wands. Okay, it's about being, willing to fight for what it is you want. With the Ace of Cups, right? Pursuing, following your heart. With the Two of Swords, it's about, it says peace on this card. Okay, maybe you're not sure how to, it's almost like you want this Ace of Cups, but you also want everyone to be pleased with your choice, okay, with the Six of Wands. Yeah, and so you're not sure how to bring everyone around with that peace card. It feels like getting everyone onto the same page to agree with you, to support you, and sort of almost being determined to do this. Okay. I don't know if you need to, spend so much energy trying to convince everybody. I don't know what this Ace of Cups represents to you, okay? If it's some kind of major strategy at work or something that you need to bring everyone around, then okay, maybe. But if it's a relationship, I don't think you need to spend so much energy. Let's see. Why is this Ace of Cups there for Aquarius? Justice. That's the energy of Libra. And one more. Four of Swords. Yeah, it's like you're thinking of doing what is right for you with the Ace of Cups. Some of you could even be thinking of marriage here with the Fool, you know, like taking a leap of faith. Let's look at this Two of Swords. Ten of Cups here. You don't know how to bring everyone with you. What's the Two of Swords there? Magician. You're trying to manifest this, Aquarius, with the Magician, but you don't know how to do this. It's like you want to go off, maybe even marry someone, and maybe your family don't support you. And with the Two of Swords, you're not sure how to get them on board, you know. And there's a lot of energy going into how you can do this because you're determined to do it, but maybe it's a waste of energy. That's kind of what I feel. Okay, let's look at the Six of Wands. The World. And the Chariot, yeah. You know, when it comes to moving on, starting this new chapter, moving towards this new chapter, you want everyone to support you. You want everyone's, it's like you want everyone's support, you know, and to me that seems like a waste of energy. With the Hanged Man reverse, I think you need to see the situation differently. It's time to let this go. This kind of determination to take everybody along, right, to make sure that they all agree with you. I think that it's like you're not prepared to fight for something if these other people don't support you. Okay, and I think that needs to be released. Okay, Aquarius, what's the message here for Aquarius? What's the message for Aquarius? Okay, let's look at that Four of Swords. For Aquarius, why is the Four of Swords there? Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's again, I think, very similar to some of the other signs we've seen. You are worried that this will be, you know, these other people are going to feel like you've stabbed them in the back in starting this new chapter, right? You're at a crossroads. They're going to think that you have treated them poorly, okay, in doing this. And so you're spending a lot of energy trying to take them along with you. Let's look at the Magician. Four of Cups. And the Seven of Swords. See, you're not seeing things clearly here with that Seven of Swords, okay? Aquarius, it's like you're trying to make your family happy, trying to see, with the Four of Cups, you're not happy. The status quo does not work for you with that Four of Cups, okay? With the Seven of Swords, I feel like you're hiding that. There's no need to hide it, you know, because you're determined to carry these people with you. If this family situation that you're in, like, I don't know, maybe you're a divorcee or something, and maybe your kids don't want you marrying someone. Okay, it could be as simple as that. You need to just be honest that the situation is not working for you, you know. Yeah, it feels like you're spending a lot of energy trying to do something here that maybe you don't have to do. Let's look at the World. Queen of Cups. There's a Chariot there. Could be a Cancerian. Oh, what is this? Four of Swords. You thought about this. You want to move towards somebody in your past. A Queen of Cups energy. Okay, just someone receptive. But like I said, you want everyone to support this decision. Let's look at that Seven of Wands. Why are you so determined to carry them along? Where's the Seven of Wands there? Where's the Seven of Wands there for Aquarius? Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's a need to see the truth. And I think, Aquarius, the truth is that you need to surrender this need to carry everyone with you, okay? There's a time, you know, sometimes people aren't going to support you, even your children or your family, and that's okay, right? They might be upset, but I think with the Seven of Wands also setting up boundaries, you know, and as I said, I think Libra also had that. It's about setting up some boundaries too. Because even with family, you know, you do have to manifest boundaries, right? Just because they're family doesn't mean they're entitled to make outrageous demands of you. And I feel like you're trying to justify something that you don't have to here, okay? And with the Queen of Swords, it's about seeing the truth. Seeing the truth to set up some boundaries, not wasting your energy trying to carry these people along, trying to convince them. Just go for what it is you want. And if they love you, they'll have to they'll have to accept this, right? So that's what I'm getting. Okay, so that's Aquarius. And let's move on to this next, Pisces. Okay. Let's take a sip. Okay, Pisces, new moon in Libra. What's the energy here for Pisces? What's the message for Pisces? New moon in Libra. Message for Pisces. Pisces, what's the message here for Pisces? Two of Wands. What's the message for Pisces? Eight of Swords. Ace of Wands. Oh, and that one fell out as well. Oh, Ace of Wands, yeah, flipped into reverse. Okay, I'm going to keep that in the reverse. Okay, with the Page of Cups. You could find yourself at a crossroads, Pisces. Okay, with the Eight of Swords, though, you feel like you can't move, you can't make... you could even feel like your hands are tied here. You know, like you're tied up. You don't have control. You feel a bit powerless at this crossroads. With this Ace of Wands reversed, maybe you can't see a way forward. Like you can't, there's no inspiration. You can't see a way forward. There's nothing maybe that is, that you're passionate about or something. Okay, and there's a feeling that your hands are tied here. Okay, maybe you're not at this crossroads, it's maybe it's not your choice, okay, to be at this crossroads, but nevertheless you find yourself there. Okay, let's look at this Two of Wands. Why is it there for Pisces? Magician with the Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's about where do you want to go, right? What do you want to do, and where do you want to put your energy? Let's look at the Eight of Swords. Ace of Cups. Why is the Eight of Swords there for Pisces? Five of Cups. So you feel like you're, at this crossroads, as I said, without, it's like it's not by choice. You feel powerless. You're not really powerless. Okay, these swords are all in your head, right? There's nothing really constraining you. Okay, with this Ace of Cups and the Five of Cups, I feel you are too focused on the past. You're focused on something maybe that you lost in the past. Okay, there's regret over something maybe that happened in the past, a love that was lost, something like that, and that's what's keeping you trapped, Pisces. Okay, this focus on the past. It's like instead of seeing the way, see, with that Ace of Wands reversed, as I said, you can't see the way forward. You don't feel inspired. Maybe you need to see what else is out there, I think. Okay, and then you'll find your inspiration. Let's look at that Ace of Wands reversed. Six of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, with the Hierophant. For some of you, it's possible a commitment has ended. Okay, maybe something long-standing with the Hierophant. Maybe the other person ended it, and so now you're at a crossroads, right? It wasn't your choice. But you do have a choice now about where you want to go and what you want to do, right? And with this Eight of Swords, focusing on what you've lost is a waste of energy and time, right? It's also keeping you stuck. Too much of focus on the past. Of course, there's a time to mourn the loss of something like a commitment, but I don't think you should sit in that energy endlessly. Okay, with that Ace of Wands reversed, it's like it's for some of you, it's like you've lost all passion for life. You've lost your zest for life. Okay, and you need to move on and think about, with the Seven of Pentacles, the next steps. You can't see a way forward now, but but you will, okay? If you stop thinking about the past and put your energy forward, I think you'll start seeing where you want to go towards next. You know, with that Page of Cups, it's about moving towards something else. Let's see. Okay. Let's look at that Magician. There's a Magician there for Pisces. King of Cups, Nine of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Yeah. I think for some of you, you know, you're still hoping that you can make somebody feel the same way about you. This person could have ended a connection, okay? They could have ended your relationship, and you feel like you're still hanging on with this Nine of Wands, right? To the idea of getting this person to feel the same way about you. And that's what's keeping you trapped here, okay? With the Six of Wands, it's ego as well. Ego and your thoughts. You know, maybe your ego is bruised by this person leaving, or this person breaking up, or this person not choosing you. And so you're standing there hanging on, trying to hold on to them, okay? But as I said, it's just ego. Let's look at that Five of Cups. Yeah, the Hierophant. For some of you, you may have been in a commitment. Justice. And the Five of Wands, you know. There could be fights to do with the divorce, okay? And you're very focused on this. You're too focused on this. I mean, I'm sure if you're going through a divorce, it is very stressful, right? It is incredibly stressful. But I think once that's done, but I think it seems to me like if you try to hang on to getting someone to change their mind, their feelings about you, that person is not likely to do it, right? And all it's doing is keeping you focused on something that isn't working out instead of focusing ahead, you know. Let's look at that Ace of Cups. Ooh, the Devil, the Fool, the Three of Swords. For some of you, you thought, you know, for some of you, you could have thought that this was a chance for commitment, okay, and you were obsessed with that idea of having a new beginning. It's ended. You know, this person is not choosing you, and it's like your ego can't handle that, okay. Let's look at that Six of Swords. Queen of Wands. There's a Six of Swords there. Yeah, Three of Wands. I think it's about having the confidence to face the future. You know, know that you will be okay. Okay. Let's look at that Seven of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Star, and the Empress. Yeah, it's about thinking of the next steps now. You know, the next steps. Four of Wands, Star, and Empress. A new life, right? Start thinking. Start imagining a new life for yourself. Okay. Because if you're too focused on the one that's ended, you know, you're missing maybe a great opportunity to start something completely brand new here, okay? Something that could be great with the Star and the Empress. So there's a need to put your energy and focus into that. That's what I feel. Instead of pining about the situation that isn't working out, okay? For some of you, you could have wanted a proposal, okay, from this, you know, like a commitment. This person is not following through, okay? That's what I've got for you, Pisces. Remember, just don't stay too focused on the past, okay? You got to move on. Okay. And let's move on to, who's next? Aries. Okay, Aries. What's the new moon in Libra? Message for Aries. Ace of Wands. Okay. What's the message here for Aries? Ten of Cups. Three of Wands. With the Nine of Cups. Wow, Aries. Looks like all your Christmas is coming at once. Okay, with this Nine of Cups. Wow, and the star beneath that. Something that's your dream. With the Ace of Wands, you're very fired up. You feel it's going to be your happy ever after here. And you're really very enthusiastic. Okay, you expect this. You're looking forward to it. Okay. Maybe some of you are, you know, like getting married or something. Wow. Okay, let's see. Aries. What's the message for Aries? There's an Ace of Wands there. Wheel of Fortune. And Justice. Wow. Something fated. For some of you, this is about a fated commitment, or it's time for commitment. Okay, but with the Wheel of Fortune, it's been brought to you at this time. It is meant to be in your life now. Saturn is in Aries, right? So those of you who are going through Saturn returns, okay, this could be about commitments and starting families. Let's look at the Ten of Cups, Two of Wands, and Temperance. Yeah, happy times. Wow. Okay, let's look at the Three of Wands, Five of Wands, the Lovers. Okay, so when you look ahead, you see conflict. It's like you think maybe the people are not on board with this choice. Let me get one more. There's a Three of Wands there. Three of Swords. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? It seems like not everyone approves of this choice of yours to start a family, okay, or the person you're choosing, right? But it feels like with the Wheel of Fortune, this is destined. And with the Wheel of Fortune and Justice, it feels like you're doing the right thing here, Aries, okay? With Temperance as well, it's whatever path this path, if it resonates with you, it's the right thing with Temperance, okay? It is the right thing here, okay? And the Lovers as well in the upright. So these other people who are not pleased, for some there could be some amount of jealousy, okay? I mean, yeah, could be, because this looks great, the Nine of Cups, you're getting your wish with the star beneath that. It's like a dream. Ten of Cups, I mean, it's all great. So there could be some jealousy, okay? Okay, let's look at Wheel of Fortune. There's a Wheel of Fortune there for Aries. The Tower. Wow, okay. There's a Wheel of Fortune there. And the Temperance, yeah. It's like, your whatever, your status quo that's been shattered, okay? And it's like you're fired up, you've got something great, but it's destined. It's destined for you. Aries, that's what I feel. This is a good tower, okay? I feel like it's destined for you. It's passionate. It's a start of something new. Let's look at Justice. Ten of Cups, King of Pentacles. Yeah, here you are. You're planning to commit, okay? This is about a marriage for a lot of you. Let's look at the Two of Wands. Yeah, Page of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, you really want to go down this path, okay? Maybe you want to have kids, start a family. Let's look at Temperance. King of Wands. Yeah, this is the right move for you. That's what I'm getting. Let's look at the Lovers. Queen of Wands and the Six of Cups. Wow, see? King of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Six of Cups. I mean, this is your counterpart, okay, and a soulmate. It is fated. Let's look at that Five of Wands. Nine of Wands, Six of Pentacles. There's anger here. There's something else. Oh, King of Cups. So it feels like people are trying to hold on to you, Aries, okay? Maybe for their own selfish reasons, family, friends, whatever. They're trying to hold on to you for their own selfish reasons, okay? Because this person is the right person for you, with Queen of Wands and the Six of Cups, with the Lovers, Temperance, Wheel of Fortune, Justice. It's like this is the right thing for you. And you should definitely pursue it, okay? That's what I'm getting. Let's look at that Hanged Man reversed. The Star in the reverse. Yeah, I think it's... I think you need to let this go, okay? Like let this petty conflict go. You can't afford to lose your dream here, okay? That's what I'm getting. With the Fool, you need to go for it. It's about leaving this comfort zone or whatever and pursuing this with the Fool, okay? This is destined. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Okay, Aries, I mean, it looks great. I think that's one of the best ones here. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Cups. I mean, it all looks fantastic. Okay. So don't let this bickering get in the way, okay? I think these people are jealous. Okay. Okay, that's Aries. Let's move on to Taurus. What is the message here? New moon in Libra. What's the message for Taurus? What is the message here for Taurus? New moon in Libra. Message for Taurus. Three of Cups. Queen of Cups and the Four of Cups. Okay, we'll take that. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I think this is your energy here, the Knight of Pentacles, right? Because this is the Earth energy. This could be happening at work for some of you with the Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups. This is your friends group, co-workers, you know. Yeah, I'm getting that maybe if this is at work, then I feel like you have been giving a lot to these people maybe, okay? It's like you've been working, nurturing this group, but it's not leaving you satisfied, okay? So it could be at work, it could play out like that, like you've been, yeah, I feel like you've been nurturing this group and you're not satisfied, okay? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's look at this Three of Cups. There's a Three of Cups there for Taurus. Page of Wands, Ten of Wands, and the Hierophant. Yeah, I think you're done, Taurus. You want to be done with the Page of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Hierophant. Okay, you're finding it too difficult here. Let's look at that Queen of Cups, the World, Two of Wands. Yeah, you're closing this. Something you've been receptive to, people you've been receptive to. You're done with them. Okay, and now you've got to choose something else. Be careful though with this Knight of Wands that you're not being hasty here. Let's look at the Four of Cups. Seven of Wands. Ooh, what is this? Seven of Wands, Five of Swords, Knight of Wands. With the King of Wands. Yeah, so you're bored. You wanna take some kind of action, okay? With the Seven of Wands, it's like you're conflicted though about this. You're conflicted about moving on. And so you're bored, but at the same time, you're probably staying there. Okay, you're bored and staying there because you're conflicted about leaving. You're finding your obligations heavy though. You'd like to close it out, but you're still staying there. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at this Hierophant. Is it there for Taurus? Yeah, see, Queen of Cups, Four of Cups. You're kind of bored. You don't want to be there, okay? And if this is a commitment, I have to say that maybe, Taurus, you're finding it heavy there. With the Three of Cups, you could even have stepped out, okay? And now you're rejecting this person. Something like this, okay? Let's look at the World. Something you were receptive to in the past, you're not interested in anymore. Let's look at the World. Emperor, Six of Cups. Yeah, you're closing time on it, okay? Like you're closing of the chapter. You're taking control. And with the Six of Cups, it feels like, again, it's family, it's children, it's all of that, isn't it? So maybe For some of you, I'm getting that this Queen of Cups could be someone in the commitment with you, okay? And you may have stepped out and gone towards a third party, but now you're closing that out, okay? And focusing on family. Let's look at that Two of Wands. The Tower. And one more. Queen of Wands, yeah. For some of you, you're at a crossroads and you've decided to end it with this third party, okay? Let's look at that Seven of Wands. Where's the Seven of Wands there? For Taurus, where's the Seven of Wands there? Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. Yeah, you feel like you're bored, but you're not ready to put in the work to move forward. You don't feel like it's worth fighting for. Okay, let's look at that Five of Swords. You're in two minds. Yeah, Hierophant, Three of Wands, Ten of Wands. You know, it's like when you look at the future, you feel it's too much. Like you can't do this, you can't leave this commitment. It's like easier, even though you're bored there, it's easier to stay there. Okay, that's kind of what I feel. Let's look at the Knight of Wands. Yeah, the Sun. Maybe you're afraid that everyone will see you this way, okay? As someone who is unreliable, okay? With that Knight of Wands, inconsistent. Because that's not your image. With the Hierophant, it's very traditional, solid, stable, reliable, right? You don't want to be seen as a Knight of Wands, okay? And so it's, for some of you, you are rejecting that third party. Yeah. Okay. If it's happening at work, then as I said, you're bored there, okay? But it seems like, again, too much to move on. That's what I'm getting, okay? All right, so that's you, Taurus. Let's move on to Gemini. Okay. So we've got Gemini, we've got Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and then we've got... Okay. Gem. What is the new moon in Libra? Message for Gemini. What's the message here for Gemini? Eight of Wands. What's the message for Gemini? King of Swords. King of Pentacles. The Two of Wands. So it's about moving very fast, okay? You're very clear thinking here, Gemini. You're being very decisive here. For some of you, it's about work or, you know, the commitments that you've made, okay? You're being very fast. You are... Just be careful that you're not moving too quickly, like you're not wielding the sword too quickly, okay? Because you're mercurial, you're ruled by Mercury, right? Some of you could be tempted to act quickly and then regret later, okay? So just watch out for that. Make sure it's not a hurried thing. Okay, let's see. Especially if it's like a job or something, or any other commitments, right? Be careful. Let's look at that Eight of Wands. Why is that there for Gemini? Is that there for Gemini? Eight of Wands. The Emperor, okay? And the Star. Yeah, you got a goal, Gemini. You want to move very fast towards it, okay? Like you're hyper-focused on it. Let's look at that King of Swords. Page of Wands. Oh, my goodness. Oh, gosh. Okay, that's too many. I'm not taking all of these. Let me take the Page of Wands and the Hierophant, okay? Actually, I get one more. Why is the King of Swords there? Page of Swords. With the World, you know, you're getting ready to slam the door, close out chapters, start new things. Just be careful that you're not moving too quickly, okay, with the Eight of Wands, because it's like you see something and you really want to go for it. And you could be a little hasty, okay, in doing this. Now, with the Page of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Page of Swords, it's about letting go of commitments, or, you know, in a commitment could be anything. It could be a commitment to a job, right? A commitment to a charity, a club, whatever, right? You're going to tell them, okay, that you're probably done there. Let's look at this King of Pentacles. With the King of Pentacles, it could also be about jobs, definitely. Let's look at the King of Pentacles. What is it there for Gemini? Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, Justice, King of Swords. Yeah, for some of you, you're rushing towards something else, maybe a job that you feel is better for you. Okay, you could be rushing to sign a contract. Just be a little careful with this energy, because with the King of Swords, you could, as I said, sever things a little. You could be a little hasty, okay, in severing ties. There's just a need to not rush to do something rashly here, okay. And if it's about a commitment, then definitely some of you could be even rushing to get married, okay. Because you're very clear that this is what you want, right? With the Emperor and the Star, it's like going for the prize. And sometimes things look very good, right, with the Star. But there's that old saying, all that glitters is not gold. So just be careful that whatever you're moving towards is you've done your due diligence, because I'm getting a hasty kind of energy. You don't want to repent at leisure, okay? Especially if it's a marriage, okay? Let's see, Gemini. Oh yeah, I just saw the Queen of Pentacles. This could be about marriage for some of you. Okay, there could be things you don't know really. Okay. Gemini. Why is the Emperor there for Gemini? Eight of Cups and the Magician. Yeah, you want to go towards something, okay? Gemini, the Star. And that's what you're trying to do here. Now, let's look at the Star. Chariot reversed. Yeah, it's something that maybe you felt you hadn't gone for in the past, or you felt you couldn't, and maybe now you feel like you want to do this, okay? Something like that. It's a goal that may have been aborted in the past, like maybe it's a dream job that opened up or something, okay? Or someone you had your eye on who wasn't available, but now they're available, okay? Now you're like, I've got to do this, I've got to lock them down, something like that. That's that Star again. Yeah, the World. You want to rush towards something. And with the Star, with the Chariot reversed, it also feels like a slight loss of control here, okay? With the, in rushing towards this, be careful if you're in a car, you're driving, you're rushing somewhere, okay? Just for a few of you, you might lose control, so be careful of that. But otherwise, I think it's just, yeah, it feels like you're rushing towards something you got your eye on, you think it's a prize. Let's look at the Hierophant. Queen of Cups. And Knight of Swords, Eight of Swords, Queen of Cups. So some of you, if you're already in a commitment with somebody, you could be trying to end it with them in order to rush towards this Star energy. Let's look at the Page of Swords. Oh yeah, Queen of Wands. Let's look at the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I think for some of you, if you're leaving a commitment, there could be somebody else on the picture. Okay, someone, as I said, with that Queen of Wands, someone who looks great with the Star and the Queen of Wands, and you're just rushing towards it. Yeah, just be careful. Let's look at that Justice. Oof, Nine of Wands reverse. Some of you are letting down your guard here. You're unguarded and you're rushing into this commitment. Let's look at Justice. The King of Pentacles, definitely, okay? Ooh, be careful, Gemini, especially if you're leaving another commitment for someone else. Let's look at this King of Swords. Ten of Wands. And the Knight of Pentacles. And let me get one more. Three of Cups. Yeah, for some of you, this is about leaving your commitment for a third party. You really need to be very careful about this. Maybe things you're not seeing here. Let me get a card on this Nine of Wands reversed. Where's a Nine of Wands reversed there for Gemini? Eight of Pentacles. And the star. See, you're so focused on this goal, the star person, that your guard is down. Okay, your guard is down. Let's go the Chariot reversed. Six of Wands reversed. Yeah, it's something that you felt you was not a success for you in the past. Okay. And you might now, in rushing towards it, not care what other people think. The Moon and the Six of Pentacles. I think there's things you're not aware of, Gemini. Let's look at the Moon. Yeah, the Devil. Okay. There's stuff here that you're not aware of, which is the energy I was getting, sort of, is that you're rushing. You could be rushing here to use this sword to sever the tie, or to rush into a commitment with someone. It's almost like you don't want to, like, maybe this person's very attractive. They're newly single and you don't want to miss your chance, right? And so you're unguarded and you're just focused on that, and you're not doing, you're not taking the time to get to know them, let's say, something like that. Okay, so just be careful of that. Could be the same thing if it's a job, like you're not really reading the fine print, you're not really doing any due diligence, you're just carried away. Something, okay? Be careful there. Okay, so that's Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, what's the new moon in Libra message for Cancer? New moon in Libra, what's the message for Cancer? New moon in Libra, what's the message for Cancer? The Sun. Two of Pentacles. What's the message for Cancer? Four of Cups. And Three of Pentacles. Okay. So something's going to come to light here with the Sun. It's about something being public, maybe even at work. Some sort of decision, okay? Maybe to reject something or someone. Okay. Or you could be unhappy with the decision that's already been made, right? Like it's clear to everyone maybe. And now there's unhappiness, okay, around this. Let's see. There's a Sun there for Cancer. Death. Four of Swords. Yeah, there's a public ending here, and a time out. That's all coming to light with the Sun. Yeah, with the Star as well. The Star and the Sun. Wow. I think we've got two cards of healing here. So maybe something that has ended in a very public fashion. Okay, somebody could be wanting to heal that. Let's look at the Two of Pentacles. There's a Two of Pentacles here. This person knows that they're going to have to communicate about this decision, okay? They're going to have to speak up about it. Now, let's look at the Four of Cups. Five of Cups and the King of Wands. Somebody did something that they regret here. They could have rejected you with that Four of Cups. It may have been done quite publicly or at work. I think there were other people. I think with the Sun, it was known to other people, okay, that this happened. It's not private. It's not done behind closed doors. Okay. Okay. And it looks like they've had a rethink and they want to fix it. Let's look at Death actually. Where's Death there for Cancer? Where's Death there for Cancer? Queen of Swords. Four of Wands. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, for some of you, there was an ending. It affected your stability, your marriage maybe, okay? And yeah, there's an ending here. It's clear. It's very public. Let's look at the Four of Swords. Yeah, someone regrets this and they want to take action towards trying to heal it, okay? Let's look at that Ace of Swords. Three of Pentacles. Seven of Wands, Tower, Three of Wands. Yeah, so they need to communicate, okay, in order to heal this. Let's look at the Tower, actually. The Hierophant. Yeah, for some of you, this is a public ending of a commitment. Like a lot of people know, you know, it's everyone knows. Like if one person left for someone else, you know, everybody knows. Let's look at Three of Wands. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, someone's trying to cling on to a spouse. Like I think it's a person who left, okay, because I feel this is the Queen of Swords is the person who is being approached now, okay, and someone wants to cling on. Let's look at the Five of Cups. They regret rejecting their spouse. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, they regret these split loyalties. Okay, they regret that they didn't reciprocate. Something like this. Let's look at that let's look at the King of Wands. Temperance. King of Cups. Three of Cups. Yeah, this person, yeah, with the King of Pentacles. So I think somebody definitely chose someone else here. Okay, and they rejected you, maybe Cancer, or you could be the third person that they chose, whatever. But there's regret around this. Okay. Let's look at that Queen of Swords. Yeah, I think if this is you, Cancer, then you saw through this. Okay, this person could approach you wanting to reconnect, trying to, you know, trying to turn things back, turning back the clock. Okay. With the Eight of Swords, you could be worried about this. You're not sure whether you can trust them. Because I think, yeah, whatever they did here, that ending was played out very publicly. That's what I feel. Okay. What's that Seven of Wands there? Yeah, maybe they've heard that you're moving on, okay? With the Page of Swords and the Knight of Cups, that you're moving on and this person is trying to resist. So I'm getting a feeling of somebody who ended something with you and then is now regretting that, trying to stop you from moving on to someone else, okay? Okay, well, it's up to you. I mean, with the Queen of Swords energy, be discerning, ask the right questions, right? And then it's up to you if you want to trust this person again. Okay, so that's Cancer. Let's look at Leo. Ooh, new moon in Libra. What's the message for Leo? What's the message here for Leo? New moon in Libra. What's the message for Leo? Leo, what's the message for Leo? New moon in Libra. Tower, Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Message for Leo. Message for Leo. The Hermit. Okay. With the King of Cups. Wow, someone's in love. This Hermit energy. Okay. They've had some kind of awakening here. Maybe their feelings have awakened. And now they're looking at who they want to partner up to. Okay. Maybe, and they've got someone in mind, obviously the person they're in love with. Could be someone in their past, because the Hermit shedding his light at the past, right? So I think this is someone in their past. But they've just had a real awakening about this now, okay? Okay. Let's see, Leo. What is the message for Leo? Why is the Tower there for Leo? Why is the Tower there for Leo? Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, now is the right time, okay, for this opportunity. Maybe it wasn't before. And so this person, it's like this person's woken up. Yeah, the King of Cups, he's woken up. Let's look at this Queen of Pentacles. Maybe he was asleep before. The Queen of Pentacles. There's a Queen of Pentacles there. Yeah, the Emperor and the Star. This person is very focused on getting with this person, whoever they see as the perfect partner. Let's look at the Hermit. The Hermit again, and the Six of Wands. This Hermit energy, the King of Cups, they really want success here. Okay, this could be you, Leo. Okay, they want to reconcile with someone from their past who they think is the right partner for them. Okay. Okay. We've got Virgo and Scorpio energy, and also Aries and Aquarius. Okay. It could be anybody really. Excuse me. Yeah, we've also got Sag with the Wheel of Fortune. Let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. What's out there for Leo? Magician, Emperor. Yeah, now's the time to manifest. Okay, it wasn't the time before, Leo. It's time to go for this now. Let's look at this Ace of Pentacles. Judgment. Yeah, it's definitely the right time to do this. Okay, I think with Judgment, it's going back to someone from their past. Someone they've got an eye on. Maybe it's you, Leo. Or this is you. Okay. Someone that I think you, with the Tower, it's almost like you were asleep, or you didn't know you had such deep feelings for this person until this fated Tower came and lit a fuse and like woke you up. Let's look at the Star. Strength. Yeah, for some of you this is you. Okay, you're the one this person is focused on. As I said, just take it as it fits. Okay, let's look at the Emperor, the High Priestess, and the Moon. Wow. And the Two of Swords. Yeah, this person's intuition was blocked with the Moon. Okay, this Emperor. With the Two of Swords, they couldn't see the way. As I said, it's almost like they were asleep. But now they really want to do this. They have very deep, secret feelings. It could even be someone who's a secret admirer, like someone you've never been with. Okay, because with this Tower, it's almost like they're just realizing the extent of their feelings. With the Two of Swords, they're not sure how to do this, because I feel like you're in the past. Okay, let's look at the Hermit. Yeah, Page of Swords could be watching you. Okay, Justice and Six of Swords. They need to tell you the truth here, and do the right thing, right, to move this forward. With this King of Swords, this person may have been a little ruthless or a little cold. Okay, yeah, cold. Kind of cold, and that's what's, it's like they've been warmed up. Okay, now they're in their feels. I don't think this person was in their feelings, or their feelings were blocked, or they were just detached, something like that. Maybe they weren't emotionally ready. That's what I'm thinking, which is why with the Wheel of Fortune, now's the right time for this. Maybe this person was emotionally just not available before. Okay, let's look at that Six of Wands. Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords. So this person really wants to win with you. Okay, with the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups, though, they're really strategizing, this Hermit energy. Someone who's strategizing. They might not be entirely honest with the Seven of Swords. With the Seven of Cups, they could give you a little bit of BS here, okay, because they so badly want to win. This is someone who didn't seem to appreciate you when you were there. They were kind of cold. Maybe it was a friend, okay, but now they're in their fields and they want to come towards you. That's what I'm getting, okay? Okay, let's look at that Magician. Oh, let's look at the Magician and the Emperor. What's up there? Nine of Cups. Yeah, this is, now they realize that this is what they want. Maybe they weren't sure in the past. Okay, let's look at Judgment. Page of Wands. They're ready to act now. That's what I feel. Okay, this person, yeah, as I said, was too cold. Let's look at Strength. Queen of Cups. Nine of Wands. Yeah, this person was a little guarded against you. Okay, Leo, I think this is you, the Queen of Cups. It's not about gender, so it's just that you were receptive to the connection. You were open. This person was guarded. Okay, this person was very guarded. They were very detached. They were a little unemotional. Maybe they were dealing with something, okay, or whatever. But now it's like they've suddenly opened up. Maybe they're, yeah, I don't know. It's like their hearts opened up. Okay, let's look at the High Priestess. Yeah, the Star. See, they really want to fix this now, you know. This person has, I think there's been silence between you with that Hermit. This person is a bit of a loner. Even if you knew them as a friend, I think there could have been a lot of things they kept to themselves, you know, like a closed book. Yeah, the Hanged Man and the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, they're not sure how to work towards this, you know, how to approach this. And this is incredibly slow energy, the Hanged Man and the Knight of Pentacles, you know. I mean, with the King of Swords, I think this person needs to, first of all, stop strategizing quite so much, right? Surrender the slow approach, okay? Because who knows? I mean, at this rate, you just have no idea when they're going to come towards you, you know? It's like they've only just woken up to their feelings, and then who knows how long it's going to take before they come. Let's look at the Seven of Cups. Yeah, Seven of Wands. See, they want to win really badly, okay? And so they could tell you all sorts of things. Yeah, they want to move this along. They're determined to move this along. Okay, let's look at the Seven of Swords. Ten of Cups. And the Five of Swords. For some of you, I mean, they might not tell the truth, okay? They might be tempted to lie a little bit here, because, or they'll say and do whatever it takes to get with you. For some of you, I also feel like this person is very determined to marry you, okay? They're in love, and it's like they've suddenly woken up and they're like, okay, I'm going for my Leo. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to marry this person, okay? It feels like that. It's like a strange energy. But, I mean, they are in love, but, yeah. It's giving me a funny image of, like, Captain America when he's under the ice and then he's warmed up, you know. It feels like that, like this person was under ice before emotionally, okay? And now that they're in their fields, they're like, oh gosh, I've got to rush towards this person and I've got to marry them, you know. It feels like that, okay? But they're still thinking about it, so it could take a while, okay? Okay, that was Leo. Let's move on to Virgo. That's the last sign. Virgo, what is the message here? New Moon in Libra. What's the message for Virgo? What is the message here for Virgo? Oh, it's too many. Okay, Five of Swords. We got that. What's the message? Oh, Chariot and Justice. Okay. With the Emperor, Virgo, you're bossing up here. Okay. You're determined to move things along here with the Five of Swords. It's like taking some sort of action at all cost. Okay. With the Chariot, it is moving forward with justice. You know, for some of you, it's about, there could be legalities here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. The Emperor and the Six of Wands, I think you do want success. Okay, let's look at this Five of Swords. What's the Five of Swords there for Virgo? Five of Pentacles. Oops, what is this? Six of Swords. Yeah, it's about, you've left your insecurities behind, okay? With the Five of Swords, you're now determined to move on. Determined to move towards something. Let's look at the Chariot. Strength and the Six of Cups. There's a pull to the past here. You're determined to move on, okay? But for some of you with Strength, I also feel like you're holding back. from, you know, if like there's long-standing friends or children or somebody who doesn't want, you know, people who don't want you to move on, you're holding back from them. Let's look at justice. Eight of Cups. Two of Cups. Wow. And, you know, for some of you, you're walking away so you can be with someone you're in love with. Okay. You want this. You want a Ten of Cups, you know. With the Four of Swords, I think you've given it a lot of thought. You thought about this. You know what you want to do now. Yeah, and this is good because you're leaving all this, you know, you're leaving all your insecurities behind. Okay. Okay, let's look at the Five of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. I think this is all things that you were too focused on in the past, Virgo. You were too focused on your insecurities. If this is you. Let's look at that Six of Swords. King of Wands. Yeah, now you're taking action to move on. You all know you can be very critical, right? And I think you were hyper-focused on your insecurities. And now you're not. You're ready to move on. Let's look at strength. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you've thought about it enough. You've given it enough time. And now you know that this is what you want to do. Let's look at the Six of Cups. Page of Swords. And one more. Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're going to tell the truth, okay? And you're going to speak up and say that you're leaving. You're out of here. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Let's look at that Eight of Cups. Queen of Cups. You're walking away, I think, to go towards this person. Temperance. Yeah. Queen of Cups, Emperor, Temperance. You know, you're walking away so that you can be with someone you're in love with. Okay. That's what I'm getting. You're at a fork in the road here. And you're choosing love. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Let me just get another card on the Five of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, yeah. I think you were too focused, as I said, on your insecurities. Okay, with the Nine of Pentacles, you felt like maybe, you know, you felt you couldn't you didn't think that you could do this, okay, maybe without the support of your family, your friends, you know, in the past. You were too insecure, but now you're confident. You're harnessing this Emperor energy, you know, and you're going for what it is you want. You're done waiting with the Seven of Pentacles and strength. You're done holding yourself back. And you're having the courage to go towards love. That's what I feel. Okay, wow. Yeah, let's look at that Emperor again. Nine of Swords. Yeah, you've conquered your fears here. Okay. Yeah, you conquered your fears, and with Temperance on the Three of Cups, you want to for some of you, could be a reunion with someone from your past that you miss, okay, that you didn't pursue in the past because of your insecurities. You're now ready to pursue this person, okay. That's kind of what I've got for you, Virgo. So I think that completes everybody. So I do hope you enjoyed it. I will timestamp it. Please do tell me in the comments if it resonates, and hit like, share, and subscribe, guys. It really helps, and I'll see you next time.